Hi guys, and welcome to my video. Today we are going to be cleaning the living room, the kitchen, and the dining room. So a part 2 to my whole house cleaning. I will have a part 3 coming up here shortly. That's going to be our master bathroom, which is so gross. It's probably the room I let go the most. Don't know why, but it is. So just normal cleaning around. In this video, I did want to go around and do the baseboards and kind of spot clean the walls more and spot clean the, the cabinet doors and like the pantry door. But this was actually Memorial Day weekend. And I was trying to get this done just kind of as quickly as possible. It took me a few hours, but I just ran out of time to be able to do the other stuff. So I kind of took care of the main basics. My sister was over for the weekend and we had some things planned. But sit back, relax. I hope this gives you some motivation to get up and clean something in your house, or hopefully, if not, it's just something that you can watch and relax to, zone off to while you're doing something else. Enjoy the video. So I know in my previous video I was talking about more of like my style or our style for the house and what was decorated in the home and what has not been decorated. So you'll see in this video that the kitchen, the dining room, and the living room are pretty much taken care of with it being furnished and it being decorated finally. It's taken us almost 2 years to get those 3 rooms completely done from starting fresh, and I love the way that our house looks. So in love with it. A lot of the places I shopped were Kirkland's, the store at home. I did Hobby Lobby, we did Amazon, Target. I'm sure there's a few things from Walmart. And just if anyone else is a first-time home buyer, don't get discouraged. It takes time. And that's one thing about me is I'm not very patient when I have like a vision and what I want to do for the room. Or when I want to do something to something, then I have a very hard time being patient and waiting. But it has all worked out, and it was a learning kind of process for me too, to be able to wait and whatnot. So one thing we want to start doing as well is, as you can also see, the entire house, the trim and all the walls are one color. I think they call it modern white, and it drives me crazy. So we need to paint. I want to paint all the trim in the house white, so like the bookshelves, the doors, the cabinets, I want to be white, like all of the trim. And then throughout the house, I want different shades of gray for the wall color. And then I want to change all of our hardware to black. Right now, everything is kind of like a bronze an oil rubbed bronze, I guess is what it's called. So I want to change everything to black. So all the light fixtures, the door handles, the knobs on all the cabinetry, all of it. So if you guys have never tried the Scrub Daddy paste, you guys need to try it. For the longest time on my stove top, I was just trying to use, generic cleaners, and it would never get those kind of burnt water spots off of the eyes. And this stuff does the trick. So it is more like a clay dry paste. As you can see, I'm kind of scraping it with a spoon. And then I just wet the sponge and it kind of suds up, and then you can add more water if you need. And then you just wipe it away. But it makes my stovetop look brand new. And I've also used it in our kitchen sink. It just kind of gets all that grime, nasty gruttiness off. So if you've never tried it, you definitely need to give this a try. So a lot of our actual furniture, so like our dining room set, the table and chairs, and then the server that goes with it, which is kind of off on another wall, our sectional with the ottoman, and then in the previous videos, the guest bedroom set and the master bedroom set. All these pieces are from Rooms To Go. They do, a lot of times they're 60-month, zero interest financing. So you can have a really low monthly payment for a few years with no interest to pay it off. So we've done that to be able to kind of furnish our home. I know there's other places that do that, but we've just found that Rooms To Go, or we've found pieces at Rooms To Go that we thought would go really well with kind of our rustic farmhouse kind of look that we're trying to kind of do throughout the house. But then we have, so I know I just previously mentioned that kind of where I've shopped for like decorating the home, but I did also forget to mention that we've gotten pieces from Wayfair, and that also includes some pieces of the furniture. So in the living room, there's like a console table behind the sectional, bench kind of by the front door, and 2 end tables that match the console table. And then we have an extra chair in the living room as well that came from Wayfair, and a couple other decor pieces. But Wayfair is pretty hit or miss on the quality, I will say. So if you've never shopped there, just be careful. And I would truly read reviews, because I've bought a couple pieces that I was like, oh, okay, it would match. It's a decent price. And then I did not read the reviews, and it was a very, very low quality. And I was mad. Even though it wasn't that expensive, I was mad I spent the money on it, because we're going to have to replace it soon anyway. But then there are some good finds if you're looking just for some cheaper options. For example, my curtains and my curtain rod. I could not get myself to spend more than $10 a curtain panel for sheer panels. And Wayfair had that. And they also had curtain rods that were very inexpensive as well. And everywhere else I had looked, the curtain rod itself was $20 or more. And then each curtain panel was $20 to $40. And I was just like, no. So these do the trick just for kind of what we wanted, because our curtains are more just for decoration. And like I said, it's just kind of hit or miss. So just make sure you do your reading if you're going to order off Wayfair. But Rooms To Go, we've been pretty satisfied with. And even with, like if there's a piece that came in damaged or whatnot, they're very quick to replace that for you. So if you watched my previous video, you will know that I mentioned that I would talk about how Dylan and I, my fiance, first, or how we met. So I guess now's a good time to talk about that, just so you guys get to know me a little bit better. So this was in 2013. We actually both played a game online. And I'm not embarrassed to say it. We played World of Warcraft. He actually played with my brother. And then I randomly got into the game, and that's how we first met. And really, he's from Nebraska. I lived in Georgia. We still live in Georgia, but, at first we were just kind of talking as friends, and then that slowly turned into us, talking more and more, and that led into us then talking on the phone and video chatting and texting all the time. And then something happened in my life where, not to go too deep into it, but basically, we stopped talking. So at this point we had been talking for quite a few months, and then we stopped abruptly. And then almost a year went by, and I still had his number on my phone, and something kept telling me just to reach out to him and explain and talk to him, tell him a little bit more about my life and, what was going on. And so I did. It was right before Thanksgiving of 2014. So I reached out to him. All I did was explain. I told him, number one, I don't even know if this is still you, if it's the right number. Number two, if I'm not expecting a response. I just, I guess wanted some closure on my end and wanted to give him some closure because, there was definitely something between us. And he responded. And we kind of picked up from that moment on. And then December 2014, Christmas Eve, he actually asked me to be his girlfriend. So then we dated long distance for 2 years. And it was actually December of 2016 when he moved down from Nebraska to Georgia to be with me. And during those 2 years, we had actually seen each other multiple times, in person, vacationed together, all of that. But I hadn't met any of his family. He had met mine. The job that I had at the time, I was not actually able to leave. It was very demanding, kind of like leave the state. I was always on call. So he came down to visit me. I had spoken to them on the phone and whatnot, or his family, but not actually physically met them. But I had an apartment, and he came down and moved straight in with me. And then we've been together ever since. Really cute story, I think. He's a really great man, and a huge sacrifice he made for me, leaving everything he knew and everyone he knew to take a chance, to be in a relationship with me. And now we are getting married this year. So kind of a crazy story, I will say, but I love our story and I love him. So yeah. Also, just a random note, Dylan went through and mopped all the floors in here. So you can kind of see him in the background right there doing it. But that's why we quickly just kind of span to the dirty water he's pouring out. But the floor did get mopped. right, guys, and we are done for the day. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time in next week's video. Bye.